Welcome to another geography class. Today we look at the ecosystem. What is the ecosystem and how does it work? Okay, I guess you have learned about the ecosystem in biology, whether it be straight biology or human and social biology. Today we're looking at the ecosystem, right? Ecosystem has to do with living organism, how everything does put together just like a jigsaw puzzle to work harmoniously together. Alright, so what is an ecosystem? Can anybody guess? Okay, good. Ecosystem is the process by which nature actually works together. So you have everything in nature from the elements of weather to that of the soil to that of insects, animals, humans, plants, everything working together harmoniously, right, to achieve one objective, which is there's a link between soil and vegetation. Now you see, every different type of soil that exists, you have different types of vegetation. So let's say that you have Renzina soil. Renzina soil, you wouldn't find Renzina soil in areas of Europe where you have extreme cold conditions, because Renzina soil are found in areas where in which it has a high volume of living insects in it. So looking at the Renzina side sideways, you might not be able to spot or identify the different soil horizons. And with the soil comes different vegetation, right? So in comparison, vegetation, you will find tropical rainforest in where you have Renzina soil and Latazal soil. But as far as Podzol soil is concerned, you will find like Carnivores forest, pine forest, you know those pine trees like Christmas tree, you will find those in areas such as that. Ecosystem can be changed with the blink of an eye, right? It can be changed with sudden, positioning of an earthquake or volcanic eruption, tropical storm, anything at all that is natural, human too can actually change how the ecosystem works. For example, several years ago there was a volcanic eruption in Montserrat. As a result of that, some persons went back to Europe, England in particular, and some persons after they came back. But when they came back, the entire area, well, some section of the area was covered with lava flow. So therefore, it wasn't all that conducive to living. So practically now you might find in Montserrat an average of probably about 60, 70,000 persons, right? A volcanic eruption can actually cover up large areas of what you would call farming lands, and it can also destroy the mountain ranges, which gave rise to what you call the watershed area. So a lot of things can happen that actually disturb the ecosystem. The ecosystem is very important. Natural disasters such as earthquake, volcanic eruption, and tropical storms, cyclones, tidal wave, tsunami can cause change in how the ecosystem works within a particular area. For example, let's go international. Japan, when Japan had its tsunami some years ago, it actually changed their life. It's changed how they did things, where they built places and all of that, and the preparation for a tsunami such as this. Humans play a very significant role in our ecosystems, right? Humans action can cause the ecosystem to, be affected. For example, right now we are experiencing what we call global warming. All of this is as a result of human action. For example, the manufacturing of some products, burning of some products, the improper disposal of some products results in the destruction of our ozone layer, which results in more radiation hitting the earth, causing the earth to actually be experiencing a rising temperature over the past 15 years. A soil type for an area can change as a result of natural disasters. Also, it can change as a result of human action. For example, you might be able to identify the For example, a country might decide to cut down all of the rainforest particular area and establish buildings, roadway, railway, business center, which results in a change in how the system works. So therefore, the animals who usually depend on the ecosystem of the natural, forest and the soil that lies underneath, that those animals, insects, birds, whatever it might be, might end up being destroyed, or they might end up go somewhere else. So you end up with a different ecosystem. In our ecosystem, we have four main groups. The first main group is the producer. The producer is always looking green, not necessarily green all the time, but looking green, and these are the plants, right? Then you have what you call herbivores. Herbivores are those creatures, insects, birds, animals who consumes green leafy vegetables, or should I say green plants, to survive each day. For example, monkeys, birds, right? Example, bees, right? Then you have what you call carnivores. Carnivores are those creatures or species that actually consume other creatures or species meat, eating, meat, right? They actually consume meat for their survival, right? So you have higher order carnivores, lower order carnivores, and usually the carnivores will consume herbivores so as to survive within the ecosystem. Within this group of carnivores, you have humans, and humans consume both herbivores, carnivores, and it also consume plants. Well, it meaning us also consume plants. Then I can't forget the fourth group. So going to, we have four groups, right? I've explained three to you already. So I've explained the producer, which is plants, the herbivores, those insect, birds, animals that consume, like cows and goat, they consume green leafy vegetation, right? Those are herbivores. Then you have what you call carnivores. These creatures, animals, insects, birds, lizards, whatever, they consume other creatures, animals, right? Usually within the carnivore and within the herbivore group. Then you have what you call decomposers. What are decomposers? Now, decomposers are those creatures that actually break down organic matter within our environment. These include fungi and bacteria. For example, if a bird should die here, right, at this very spot, what you'll find is that that bird, after a while, will start to rot, right, decay, and within giving a few months, you might see bones, but given a few more months, the bones might end up becoming what I call a powdery-like substance, because the bacteria and the fungi would have actually, or the fungi, would have actually decomposed all of that, resulting in this rich, thick layer of soil on the top of the earth that you call humus. Decomposers are important because they allow the cycle of life to continue. Decomposers helps in the cycle of nitrogen, carbon dioxide, and also oxygen, right? It helps to provide the opportunity for plants to grow, for soil to get nutrients, and for humans to get food from both. Now, you have some factors which contributes to positive ecosystem. These factors include, can you guess? 1, wildlife. 2, vegetation. 3, climate. And 4, the bedrock of soil. All these 4 put together, right? And wildlife include humans themselves. All 4 put together gives you an ecosystem. Now, here where we are at, right, is the back of my yard. Yeah, full of bush, right? Now, there's a lot of activities around here. A lot of birds make their nests. A lot of mongooses around here. A lot of other insects exist around here. This is an ecosystem by itself. The plants that grows they are short and the bark have a lot of prickles on it, right? So this one in itself is a ecosystem by itself. Do the question at the end of this video. Test to see whether or not you are full versed on what is an ecosystem. Thank you very much for stopping by. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.